Guys, before we get going, you know what we gotta do? We gotta give a huge shout out to our Patreon members. So thank you to Tony, Starla, Luke, Jacob, Jeff, Adam, Chuck, Justin, Brian, Dusty, Alpha 80 Swag, the Roland Rogans, Kay, and Sinner. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And if you want to become a Patreon member and help support this silly little show that Luke and I do, go to patreon.com/AITDpod to sign up today. You can find that link in the episode description. Also, the Discord. Come hang out in the Discord, guys. Find that link also right below the Patreon one in the episode description. Today, we got episode 212 for you guys. Guys, August 1st just passed, like a week ago. You know what that means? We all got a $1.22 raise. Hell yeah. Ching. Also, ching ching. Too bad I didn't have like a sound effect. That would have been sick. Cash register, ching ching. Also, I'm sure everybody's noticed it because we all get those corporate messages. A lot of mental health messages, and we're going to touch on that too. So guys, stay tuned. Here we go. Episode 212. I'm ready. I know Luke's ready. I hope you guys are all ready. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Here we go.
Hey! Buckle up for another episode of On the Delivery. Anyway, load up the brownie. Come here, let me see your hands and feet. Butts and seats, rooster gate. Don't be a crater, baby. Leave your help on the side of the road. West by Virginia. And now your host, hey, Dave and Luke. Hey, and now your host, hey, Dave and Luke. Oh, and now your host, yeah.
Ooh, what's up, everybody? And thank you for joining us on another episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode 212. Let's get this one started and go around the table, shall we? You guys know him, your co-host down in West by Virginia. Luke, how are you, buddy?
Well, brother, as we record, I am doing well. The week is over. It was a short week because I had taken Monday off. And I'll tell you, sometimes those short weeks, they sneak up on you fucking harder than regular full 5-day weeks, or even 6 days sometimes. But dude, it's yeah, I'm glad it's Friday. I'm doing good. It is a unprecedented time as this well, I guess as this gets released, it won't be on Monday, but I looked because my route has been getting cut on Mondays, and they had me somewhere different last week, and I am actually hanging on the board. And that's the first time that's happened in a long time. So I may have a 3-day weekend. I'm not going to hold my breath, but yeah, it's been, it was a sneaking up hot as fuck week. The last 2 days were fucking pretty, yesterday here was pretty fucking rough, and Tuesday and, Thursday were the fucking worst. But, no, I'm good. Just had to bring up something that my truck is red tagged, and you know how you have loyalty to your truck, man. You know how it is. All drivers, They want to, you don't like it when your shit gets switched around. And I thought they had switched my truck, but it was red tagged, so it was out of commission. And man, this one I have now, holy shit. I don't know when mine gets repaired if it's going to run better, but I'm telling you, this one I got now has got like 60,000 more miles and the check engine light has been on the whole time. But it runs fucking smooth, and it goes up the inclines. It doesn't downshift in weird positions. I hate to say it, but I wouldn't be heartbroken if they just left that truck on me and threw mine to someone else once it's fixed. I'll say it.
Hey, yo.
There it is. I mean, if I have it back, it probably have heard me said that and then break down. day one.
Shit. Yeah, sometimes you get on a different one and you're like, wow, maybe the grass is greener on the other side.
Well, I wasn't happy about it when I saw, because obviously when you see
course.
when it has that many more miles and it has a check engine light on, I'm already thinking like, fuck, great. Because it used to be, which the truck that I have now was brand new. It was the first one I ever had. It was literally, it had like no miles. And I used to always, excuse me, I used to, on that route when I first, before it was an actual bid route, when I still covered a lot, and it got to a point where I used to run it probably 4 days a week. It was just so, it was so slammed that, no, I got fucking sidetracked. I was trying to jump ahead and I lost track of my thought there, so I'm just going to stop myself. I'll just send it with new truck, dude. It was, it's running smoother and I like it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that's always good. It's just, I don't know, one of those things, I guess, you get stuck in your truck for so long, right? And you get so used to it. And then, maybe there's one day when you just switch and you're just like, oh man, this one is actually maybe nicer. Yeah, maybe nicer. But like, for instance, my truck's check engine light, always on. Always on. But there's like nothing wrong with it. It's like, it's some stupid like, CO2 sensor or some nonsense. You know what I mean?
Right.
That like really doesn't have to be like, it doesn't affect how it runs. It's just on constantly. Like my check engine light's just always on.
Right.
And just, it's some like stupid replacement part that doesn't matter. But so my check engine light just always is on.
Dude, that was when mine's on my old truck. It's bad. I was looking, God, every time when I try to look at the docks and look ahead, that fucking makes me stumble every time. That's why I look at shit beforehand. If I try to look on it and go, I always stumble on my shit. But no, when I was a cover driver on that route, they used to always give me the like shittiest truck, because if it had to get towed, I was close to the building. So that's kind of where my mind went. I was like, fuck, they're just giving me this because they put mine on someone else's. I didn't think it was running bad, but it obviously needs a water pump and probably a whole new. It's been running. It's had a rough couple years.
It's always fun. You know what else is fun? That $1.22 raise that we all just got. Thank you, contract. Thank you, cost of living adjustment for the extra 22 cents. Thank you, COLA is what they call it, COLA.
Yeah.
So, between COLA and the contract, we got $1.22. Everybody got $1.22 raise in their paycheck. I mean, $1.22 is,
dude.
Yep.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's something. It's
people
better
are out
than,
there getting 25 cents.
Yeah, man.
Raises, and
I'm happy with it. We'll get a bigger one next year for the last year of the contract.
Just another reason for people to hate us.
Yeah, right before the man. This is what I'm excited for. When we did the last contract, we were on the hiatus. I'll tell you, I can't see it being more fucking tense than 2023. But man, it might be. It'll be. I mean, it's still over a couple years away.
Fire, bro!
It is
when that fucking contract comes.
That was the craziest. The amount of tension. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a letdown from what we had in 2023 as far as tension and dramatics, but we'll see. We'll see.
Our Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien, is, going on his podcast and saying, we got to talk about automation. We got to talk about, all of that stuff. And so automation's been going for fucking 3 years now, almost.
3, yeah.
You know, and immediately after the contract was signed, UPS started automation.
Yeah. That was, yeah.
What are we going to do? Take the automation away from all the buildings after they just converted all these buildings to be fully automated?
I think, if anything, the part of where they probably may have fucked up there is if UPS goes into like a hyper speed of doing this as fast as they possibly can. I don't know if they're capable
Before the next
of doing
contract.
that. Yeah, or just get as many of them as they can, and then if they say, okay, you can't do any more, but if they've already got a lot of what they, I don't know. I feel like it's still not quite there to be nation. I mean, I feel like it's, I don't know. This is strictly opinion, obviously. I don't feel like it's close to being nationwide yet, like capable of being nationwide. I don't think we're there right now. I hope we're never there, honestly. I hope that because that means a lot of people are out of work. But I think if you're,
it's nationwide, just not as many buildings, I think, is what you're saying. I mean, we have an automated hubs on the East Coast. I know they do on the West Coast. So that shit's going.
No, I'm not saying they don't have them. I'm just saying for all over the country, like by 2028, they're not going to be. I don't think they would be able to they couldn't fully automate every building. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. Okay.
So I'm saying they'll do as much as they probably can to where maybe they feel comfortable with whatever they say. But if, that's what I was getting at. So I don't think they might be able to stop it, but they would have basically had 5 years to do as much as they could.
Right.
And they may end up probably, they're not going to take them back. So it's not like they're going to just replace those automated hubs with workers anyway. So what they have, they'll definitely keep. I mean, they're not going to be able to, you know what I mean?
Right. One of the other things he also mentioned in that video too, from his podcast, was, I just had it and I just had a fucking brain fart. Damn it. He was mentioning Rhodey as well. And it's like, they got Rhodey, they got Mark, and it's like, so how can you stop a company from buying and then having like a sister company? How?
I don't think it's not a thing of stopping. Oh, fuck, man. We're talking
Are we
about
going to unionize Rhodey? Like, I don't get it.
Hell no, dude. They'll keep Rhodey away. It'll be like the chastity belt, Robin Hood Men in Tights. That'll be that's going to be GPS with fucking Rhodey. They're going to have the chastity belt on them. They're not going to let, dude,
you are not allowed inside.
I don't feel like it's a thing where, and this is actually funny because I put this in the docs about the mental health thing, about longevity of what our positions are being employed here. This kind of like plays directly into it, to where when they have enough stuff in place with this Mark and Rhodey and whatever else, I don't think, again, I think 2028's not that time, but I don't know how you stop. I mean, that could be a strike. I mean, that if that's not a strikeable offense right there, I don't know, like, what the fuck would be. Because if you let that go for that just gives another 5 years for that to grow, and eventually they're going to do what they want to do and get out of it anyway. So you have to fucking put a stop to that. But I don't know exactly.
What's a
I don't know how
strikeable
you
offense
do it.
now?
Who the fuck, whatever. I mean, I don't know. That's a loose
not
term
cameras.
these days. It's a loose fucking term these days. But I would say if that one wouldn't be one in the next contract, if I don't know.
I know.
You can't allow it. If you allow it to keep building, it's just going to fucking eventually push us out at some point. Maybe not. We might avoid it. Maybe like by the time but I don't feel like the next generation would. If they would not, they would have to. I don't know if we would avoid it, dude. I mean, I'm fucking 19-year dude over here. I'm fucking hanging on the board right now. Like I've been working 6 months.
And it's like, this is where all the mental health stuff comes full circle here. It's like, what's guaranteed now? You know, like you just said, you are a 19-year employee on a Monday through Friday route whose route is getting cut this Monday.
Yeah.
Like, where is I don't know the correct word that I'm looking for. Like, where is the security at? You know, like, 10 years ago, 10 years ago, you felt secured in this job.
Yeah.
You know, you felt like you were going to be like, this is going to be unstoppable. Now, this new UPS that we got going on here, like, the future isn't looking so bright as employees, I feel like, right now.
No, dude.
You don't know if your route's going to be cut or not.
It's not even like, it's just, and that's the unprecedented time of where you stand, because that's never been like that. Everybody that's ever been around up until this point, they rather what the job did to them as far as stressing them out or, getting them down. They always knew that it was going to be around because it was something that was needed and was always going to have to be used. But then, like, you just get more time. Time goes on and new ideas. The Amazons, FedEx has obviously been there for a while, but you got your Amazons. You got now like Rhodey, Markin, Walmart, Target do their own shit. Sam's, you can get stuff delivered from like I mean, it's everywhere now. It's so because of that, that's another thing to where I don't know exactly how, like, it's not, our presence is not what it still means. If I didn't think our presence fucking meant something now, I would have fucking taken the buyout. I'll make that very clear if I was that fucking concerned about it. But our presence is not, I don't know if you would say daunting to UPS as it once was, because they're trying to do with the roadies, with the Markins, all this other shit to try to take away deliveries from us and use these other companies. While in the meantime, that's why, like
this is her build better, not bigger plan.
Yeah, clearly.
Like, okay, better for what? Your fucking pockets?
Well, and that's the weird thing, because we just to go towards the stock, it is like, you think that if you're deliberately taking work away from one company basically to give it to another, but the stock of UPS has gone, it went drastically down the day after we met our quarterly earnings, which I don't understand, but it's gradually it's been going up, and it makes me think that it has to be a thing of like, yeah, we're there, but if they also own Rhodey and Markin, then that probably ties into it too. But it's a weird thing of like, it's just like you're deliberately taking stuff away from one company, but you're doing that to drive out the workforce that you want to replace. Is it they just want to replace us, or
they don't care about us?
Yeah,
right. When at one time they did. At one time we were like UPS.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore.
Yeah,
they don't care. They'll cut routes. They'll cut people off. They'll, like, we've heard the stories from different drivers all over the country. Some guys been there for 28 years and now their route's not running Mondays. It's like, what? Like, these guys, it's the first time that they're seeing this in their careers. And it's like, oh, build better, not bigger.
Well, and then, you just have all this other shit. And we were talking about, because you were saying, like, with the mental health messages being sent, and then you have, but there's so many things now that you have that is just to cause more anxiety, rather it's the Linux cameras, rather it's like just, regular.
You want me to start naming them off?
Sure.
I mean, listen, there's so much that can just puts more stress on the drivers. All right. We're talking the cameras inside of the trucks. We're talking if the building wants to talk about pickup compliance that week, if the building wants to talk about Orion Trace that week, if we want to talk about the color of your undershirt, it's
right.
There's just so much that we get held accountable for now, as drivers. Oh, you have a misload? Oh, well, you didn't send it in by this time. You didn't do this by this time. I get it. Like, those things are a part of our job. I do. I understand that part. We are supposed to do it by the rules. I get that.
Right.
But there's so much that we get held to such a high standard for. And where, I can't even tell you the last time I heard a preloader getting a warning letter. But they'll have misloads out the anus. They'll get, bad spas on wrong boxes and get out of sync. And then, I never hear about those guys getting in trouble. But God forbid that we have one late next day air.
Dude,
it's missed service on our part, but what about the preload fucking up on spas getting out of sync and misloads? That's also missed service as well. It's so the pressure gets put on drivers so much right now, and they want to send out mental health messages. You guys are the reason why a lot of drivers deal with mental health issues. In our profession, highest divorce rate. We just talked about this last week with our guest. Highest divorce rate. People are working 12-hour days, not being able to get home and see their family before their kids go to bed. All right? Why? Because we want to cut routes and we want to add more work to one specific route. And what about, dude, I just had it again. I forgot shit. So what do we say? We said them cutting routes, loading up other routes. Okay. And it's just like, this is the reason why the mental health exists with drivers. Like, we are getting so fucked. I feel like all the time as drivers. Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. And I don't really, I give myself, I try to put myself, I think most of us, try to put ourselves the best standard we can, but it's also one of them things that, like, when it happens, if you have, and not all management people are like that, but then, obviously there are a lot of management people that do, that's a way we've heard countless times, just ways to harass and stuff like that. And just, and to put pressure and shit. And then, you see a mental health message and you're like, oh, thanks. Fucking great.
Yeah.
But it also is a thing where I put in the docs of like fishbowl, and I've used that term a couple times in the past of being when like just the job itself can be stressful, but then if you have stuff, anything going on in your life to where you are worried about, because you're by yourself, and I say fishbowl because then you're just sitting there with you and your thoughts. You're trying to deliver, you're trying to focus, and it's fucking tough. And then that physically drains you just because you try to. That's like one more thing to, that's one more thing to hang on to while you're doing a physically demanding job as it is, and it just, yeah, man, it is. I understand like why they'll send them, but personally, I'm like, dude, I liked it better when they just left that shit alone.
Dude, it's like, you remember when they were trying to tell us how to live our lives? Like, you should have no screen time 1 hour before bed. Like, it's just,
yeah, like I'm
staring at your freaking diet
me.
screen the entire day.
Yeah, your fucking cradle screen's lit up, and my backup camera. It's right above me, and I got a
screens
Linux
everywhere
camera.
in the trucks now.
Right, dude? Oh, shit. Yeah,
there's just like,
screen time,
dude, there's just,
us.
Yeah, and then, I mean, like, what about the drivers that, get sent out blind now, and then, it's probably some young buck, getting sent out blind on a route that has 22 pickups, and God forbid, you fall behind on one pickup. Next thing you know, your pickup compliance is out of whack. You're going to be stressing about that the rest of the day, thinking, I'm going to get yelled at tomorrow because my pickup compliance wasn't correct. Or maybe not getting a next day air or getting back in time for the air car or something because you're worried about that. And then you got to call the building at 6:30 an hour before the air car leaves and say, listen, I just picked up an air from my last pickup here. I'm not going to make it back in time for the air car. And then you're stressed about that. There's so much stress in this job is what I've known this, but now I'm saying it out loud. I'm hearing myself saying, I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot of stress. That's a lot of stress. And then our minds are constantly going all day long, looking for house numbers on mailboxes, looking for packages in the back of the truck. Not only looking in the back of the truck for the packages, but also dealing with it probably being about 110 degrees, 120 back there on certain days. And now you're sweating your balls off, and it's, or whatever you sweat off. Like it's, and
well said,
yes. And, so there's so much more. We are constantly like emotionally, mentally engaged during our job, during working for this job, and then we're worried about e-bikes and scooters and kids and other pedestrians and cars driving and whatever the case may be, dogs. Like,
yeah. Dude,
there's
true,
so
man.
much. It's just constantly getting stacked on top of the drivers.
I just hearing you say it all, I wasn't even fucking thinking about half that shit, and it's just
I
giving
know.
me anxiety if they're fucking thinking about it. Dude,
well, let's send out mental health messages. Why don't we fix the problem at the core? Why don't we fix the problem at the core? Let's not overload these drivers the way I hear some people are. I mean, I'm not talking about me specifically, but we hear it because we have the listener base and we know a lot of people in the country who do this job. And we hear some people going out with 250, 300 stops.
Yeah,
that's insane. Nuts. That's insane. For the middle of summer. Like, yeah, and then we're going to have the FedEx guy on fucking Instagram yelling, I just did 51 stops in 1 hour. Oh, no. That guy, don't even get me started on that guy. I fucking hate that guy.
I know you do. I don't mind him that much. I don't mind him.
I hate him.
I know you do. I can't think of his name.
I don't care. I don't care his name. But I want to talk up so bad and comment, but I know if I do, his little fucking gaggly gang is gonna fucking come at me on there, and I'm just
What if I get him to come on the podcast?
Fuck.
I would have so many things to say. Like, dude, you're not gonna make it another 5 years if you run like that.
Be like, hey man, you want to come on the pod? For any of the people, anybody listening now that's been a guest on, Jesus being the most recent, but everybody, I know Vince, anybody recent, and I reach out and I always message and see, try to get stuff scheduled, and I could, I could just imagine messaging this guy and be like, oh, by the way, Dave hates your fucking guts, and it's gonna be a long night. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I'll take up for you as best I can, but you're gonna be fucking. So you're gonna be paddling all night.
I feel like that's the reason why a lot of drivers go into feeders. There's just so much bullshit in package.
Well, yeah, that, and you just it's physically harder to do, which I'm learning now, creeping into my fucking 40s, that it is. It's just and that's what that guy, the FedEx dude on Instagram you're talking about, you can tell he's a young man. He's not in his 40s, and but yeah, but it's true though. You can't approach this job like that.
You can't sustain it.
No, because it'll fucking, and it's funny because I can remember being, because I don't know, I think I've been driving like 14 years now, and I can remember guys now retired that were still working at the time, and like just either maybe if I stepped off the truck real fast, like to dropping my air off, like holding a fucking air box, not holding the handle or nothing, just getting off the truck real fast, and they'd be like, hey, gotta slow your shit down. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. And then fast forward all these years later, and I'm like, yeah, it's I get it now. I get it. 'Cause you come off the truck like that now, man, at a certain time, you fucking damn knee might pop.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, dude. I mean, that's like, let's wrap it up with this. Let me say, take care of yourselves, guys. That's, your body, your mind, all that stuff comes first. If you aren't right, there's a good chance you're not going to do the job right. And I mean, I'll say too, like, it's just one of those, I feel like it's just one of those things. You got to take care of yourself first. That's the bottom line. You got to take care of yourself first. You got to take care of your body, got to take care of your mind. And I know it's easy to say, don't let this job get to you. But, you really, really got to try your best not to let it get to you, because it'll break you. I think it's broken every driver at least once.
Well, I can remember mine, dude. I saw now retired. Shout out to you, Tommy, if you ever hear this. He used to always take his break at this gas station. It was like a gas station, had like a Subway inside of it. And they, so they had a few tables in there. He parked there pretty much every night, fucking took his break, read the newspaper, just fucking, it was like clockwork. And I went in there, I forget when it was, it might have, I feel like it was early, probably, but it wasn't like, I wasn't brand new, but I'd been a couple years in, say like 2, maybe 3 years. And I remember asking him, because I remember at that, like, I was fucking done. I was so over it. I was like, fuck this shit. And I remember asking him about being like, dude, is it worth it or does it get better kind of thing. I forget how I said it. And at least for me, it clearly did. And a lot of that, dude, I'll say this. There is one thing, if I can offer anything to go towards, I mean, mental health and taking care of yourself physically. I'm not going to, if I would try to go too much into that, I would say, especially taking care of yourself physically, I'd be the pot calling the kettle black, because I got to do way better on myself personally on that. But there's things with work, especially, with customer interaction. And this is going to sound fucking kind of cliche, because I'm not going to say treat you going to work like you're in the Roadhouse movie, but literally there's a scene in Roadhouse where Patrick Swayze just takes over the bar and has, the meeting with the employees. And he had said, like, at the, whatever it was at the bottom line of, like, saying something, be nice. He said, be nice. If somebody gets in your face, calls you a cocksucker, be nice. And I fucking say, it's not personal. Just, if you're going to walk them to the door, but be nice. And I swear that always, especially as a cover driver, that always fucking really, really helped me out a lot. Because, I mean, I'm a pretty friendly guy in general anyway. I would try to not, like, I knew my customers were not, it wasn't their fault that my route was fucking slammed or my dispatch was, like, long. And if you treat your people, even if they're assholes, now I'm not saying be a fucking doormat. Times are warranted. You need to fucking stick up for yourself, obviously. Stick up for yourself. But if you allow the job to, like, fucking bring you down enough to where you're just a prick to everybody, then it's just going to be that much harder. And just, try to not let it show if it's the job. If it bothers you that much, you need to work. I mean, it's something you need to work on, because it's not healthy to dwell on it like that. And it's something we do every day. You don't want to have a fucking heart attack over UPS. Like, it's handling it like that's not the way to go. So that was, I mean, if there's anything I can say, and too, dude, you've obviously any driver, dude, if you have people that are, like, kind of pricks and are short and don't interact, it can wear on you. It absolutely can. There's just, like, at the end of the day, though, you're just there to deliver, and I feel like it might piss them off more if you leave with a smile on your face. So to use it that way if you have to.
Well said. Well said. Moving on, we do have Would You Rather. So let's bring it in, shall we? Are you ready for this one, Luke?
Yes.
Would you rather take one of the 1,000-pound sisters out on a date, get matching henna tattoos, go to the early bird special at Golden Corral, palm reading done, nightcap of shared ice cream, or get repeatedly teabagged by your dad's sweaty nuts after his 12-hour work shift in the mines?
I mean, you're acting like that first one's a punishment. Fuck. I mean,
Okay, let me add to it. You have to push her around in the wheelchair all day long.
Now, are we talking from the original when they were still the 1,000-pound sisters? Because they've lost a lot of weight now.
Yes. You got to push her around in a wheelchair all day long.
Tammy.
And people complain about the smell.
Tammy and Amy. Oh, damn.
Fuck.
You want to hear a funny story with 1,000-pound sisters motivating me? I watched the pilot episode of that.
I know you do.
Yeah, the pilot episode I watched, and Ashley was down at her parents' house, and this was when she was pregnant with Willow, and I started watching it, and I was upstairs. I was just at the house by myself, and fucking, I saw that Tammy Slayton hadn't left her apartment or left her house in 6 years, and I thought, holy shit, I need to put this crib together. So I could say Tammy Slayton and the 1,000-Pound Sisters was what motivated me that day to, like, man, I got to get this crib together. This woman's not left her house in 6 years. I don't know why that collided in my head like that, but it totally did. But Early Bird Special, Golden Corral, solid. But that's terrible to say, but it's true, man. When I watched that episode and she said she hadn't left there in 6 years, I said, man, the smell in that place, I can't imagine.
Oh, God.
Oh, I mean, I would still rather do all that than get teabagged by my dad. Was it my fucking, yeah. Yeah, dude, I would much rather go to the Early Bird Cracker or Golden Corral special with the Slayton sisters. Fuck yeah.
All right. Next one. Would you rather eat a bag of Takis and chase Takis? I don't know how you say it. You know what I'm talking about? Would you rather eat a bag of Takis and chase it with a 32 ounce of prune juice and go on a date, or drink 32 ounce of magnesium citrate and wear all white to a first date?
2 ounces of magnesium. What is it?
32 ounces of magnesium citrate.
What the fuck is that? That it's supposed to. Is it like laxative? Okay. I have to wear all white, huh?
So magnesium citrate is basically what you drink when you're getting a colonoscopy.
Oh shit. Okay, literally.
Or is that prune juice? Maybe that's prune juice.
It's a fucking prune
So either
juice.
way, it's gonna be a shitaster.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say. God. I don't know. Give me the laxative wearing all white.
Either way, it's gonna be a catastrophe for sure.
Yeah. God, I just went back. I remember being a kid and having my first. Oh, God. What the fuck is it? Never mind.
Yeah, why don't you save yourself there, buddy?
Thank you.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us on this episode of All in the Delivery, episode 212. Patreon, Discord, go check it all out. You can find it in the episode notes. I am Dave. My co-host across the screen there, Luke. I hope everybody is going to have a pleasant week today. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you all next week.
Later, everybody.